Lena here at Girl Teach Me, and today I am making a video all about how to help you feel more confident making a house beautiful when you don't feel like an interior decorator. You don't even feel really confident in the style choices that you need to make for your home. You don't even know what to buy. It's overwhelming. I really think that you are going to feel super empowered from this video to go out and make beautiful choices for the decor for your house and just how to start making a peaceful, beautiful home for the people that you love. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Lana. Here at Girl Teach Me, I am making videos about new motherhood, how to make real food, and just creating a peaceful home for the people that you love. So if you haven't yet, I hope you'll hit subscribe. So I thought about calling this video like how to decorate if you're a minimalist, but what I'm really gonna focus on in this video is just the framework that we need to have when it comes to creating a peaceful, beautiful home for the people that we love and we don't feel like we're a good decorator. So this is me. I don't feel super confident in my choices for decor, but I have to tell you that with these thought processes, with this framework, I am feeling more excited than ever and more empowered just to feel confident in the choices I'm making for my home. So one of my absolute favorite books is called The Joy of Less, and I read it when my house is starting to feel a little bit cluttered. And some of the things she talks about that in that book is that we can categorize almost all of our stuff. So we can categorize it into useful stuff, emotional stuff, beautiful stuff. And one thing that I have found that's been really cool is to just take the beautiful and the functional and try to merge the two. If you are at home most of the time, think about the things that you use often and make them very beautiful. For me, I have invested in some really pretty laundry baskets. They were probably baskets that could be used to like store blankets or toys in, but for me, I use them for laundry, and they're just a lot more fun for me to look at as opposed to plastic laundry baskets. And also they're gonna hold up over time. And so that would be my next point, is just getting some quality items. They don't have to be super expensive. So just making that tiny shift to whatever I'm gonna bring into my home, if it's functional, trying to make it beautiful, trying to make it quality. And so I'm gonna show you some examples. I went thrifting lately. I went into the thrift store with a couple of things I was looking for. So I told my grandmother, we went thrifting together as just like an outing. I'm looking for some good baskets. I'm looking for like a solid mixing bowl that's like white and pottery. I'm looking for some vases, some pitchers, things like that. And it was really helpful just looking through the masses of things that I probably really didn't need to hone in on those things that would be really helpful and beautiful in my home. So I'm going to show you some examples of those. Okay, so the first thing I got at the thrift store was this pitcher. I can see where it had been painted on the inside. I have no idea how old it is. It has this little heart, which I don't love this as much, but I'm going to use it flipped this way. I put some peonies in it, and it was just a really pretty, like decorative layout on my table. And so I can use this in a ton of different ways. I can water plants with it. It can be a vase for flowers. It can just be used as decor. And that's the next thing I would say is it's okay to move your stuff around all the time. Like, this is a journey. Creating a peaceful, beautiful home is a journey, and I really think that it should never be done. Just like our health journey is never done, and we're gonna be exercising hopefully for the rest of our lives, and we're gonna be doing laundry. Like, it's a journey. And so not thinking like I have to go out and fill up my home and it needs to be done, like kind of taking the perspective that it's never done, because you're going to be evolving and shifting as people. And what we think is beautiful today, we may not think is beautiful in 20 years. And I think that's another reason to not drop a ton of money on some big, really nice box store thing, unless it's like a really simple Pottery Barn couch that you can take the slip covers off and wash them, like something like that maybe you're going to use for a really long time. For the most part, like getting decor items really at a really expensive price is probably not worth it if you're just going to be shifting it out. So this is my first example of the thing I picked out, and this was $10. So I saw something really similar at Target for like $12, $15, $20 that was maybe like Hearth and Hand or something like that. But I appreciate it so much more because I know it was handmade and I can see how how it was painted. It's really cool to me. The second thing I picked up was just this old container. I like the wooden handle here. And one thing I learned about like my organizational style, I don't know if you've ever heard of Clutterbug, but she has like this Clutterbug quiz, and I'm actually a butterfly, which means I like to see things when I store them because I forget about them really easily. And so I'm planning on putting this on the shelf with like maybe some manipulatives that I will use for homeschool or some craft supplies, like something that can add a pop of color because as you can see behind me, I decorate with a lot of white walls, and so that frees me up to bring in a lot of color through plants and craft supplies and pillows and things like that. And so I can play with color a little bit more because I keep white walls, and that's just something that's beautiful for me. So the next thing I would say before I show you my next thrift haul item is just to start to feel comfortable with what's beautiful to you. Like if I could say nothing else in this video, if you took nothing else away, I decorated my first home for what I thought other people thought was beautiful. In my mind, I thought we were going to live there for 2 years and then flip the house, when we actually lived there for 4 years, and we did flip it and we did make some money from it. But I decorated and lived with things that I really just thought other people would think are beautiful. And I think we fall into this trap when, one, we lack confidence, but two, we let Instagram and Pinterest tell us what's beautiful, when I think those things are really meant to inspire us. They're not meant to be like our rule book, our hard and fast guide. And so I just really want to free you up. Like, what do you think is beautiful? Because you're creating a peaceful and beautiful home for the people that you love. They love you, and God gave them to you. And so what do you think is beautiful? Because everybody else is going to try to define beauty, and beauty is pretty subjective. Like, what inspires you? Is it floral prints? Is it having some wallpaper? Is it tons of family pictures everywhere? Like, what is beautiful to you? Like, stop trying to fit into some box and feel beautiful for somebody else, because you're the one that's in your home every day. I just want to free you up. Get excited and think, what is beautiful to you? And that's my next point, is if you don't know what's beautiful to you, that's where I think Pinterest can be inspirational, creating like some mood boards and some idea boards. And then, not that your house has to look like that perfection, but if you're drawn to like maybe it's called like cottagecore, or if you're drawn to maybe more something modern or something traditional, like it doesn't have to always even fit in that box. Maybe there's some aspects of cottagecore that you really like, but then you really like those modern lines of how the furniture looks. Like, you can mix and match. Like, somebody might tell me I'm wrong, but if you feel inspired by the beauty in your home, you're going to love your home that much more. And God has put a picture in your heart for what you think beauty is. And I think that it's just fun to express that. And I think sometimes we can feel like our fire for our home is stifled when we're just trying to fit into some box and fill it with just a ton of Hobby Lobby or Target items. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but if you just go and shop the spring sale and throw it into your home, you're going to get really tired and weary of that stuff, and it's not quality to begin with. So maybe just dabbling with some of those things, but collecting a curated collection over time, that's my next point, I think really brings a value into your home that can't be captured by going out to the store, going out to IKEA, like getting like almost like a curated art collection in your home of just some really beautiful things over time. So some ways to do that are thrift stores, our estate sales, and things like that, just collecting little things over time. So here's my next thrift store item. So this is a little Longaberger basket. That's so hard for me to say for some reason. I got introduced to these from my friend Whitney. She collects these baskets, her and her mom do, and she puts beautiful like just little craft items for the kids in stores like crayons and things like that in them, and it's just beautiful. I actually went into the thrift store hoping I might find one of these baskets, and when I flipped it over and saw that it was Longaberger, I was so excited. They don't make these baskets anymore, and it was $10, and I was really happy with that price. Like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to store in here. It might be crayons or something like that, but I know that it's a way to store something and it's functional and beautiful, so that's fun, like win-win for me. Okay, so I got this amazing basket. I love these blue accents. I'm probably going to store diapers on the changing table, but then what's cool about that is when I don't have any babies with diapers anymore, I will surely find a new use for this basket. And that's what I love, is decorating with beautiful things, finding a functional way to use it, and then when the function needs to change, the beauty's still there. So that's cool. And then this looks super random, but actually I make sauerkraut, and when you're fermenting vegetables, you want them to be submerged under the water. And so it's actually kind of hard to get the sauerkraut to be pushed down. And I saw this and I was like, yes, I can push the sauerkraut down. I think this was like $2 or something like that. And this basket was like maybe $12. So I got all of this stuff for around $40, which I was really happy with that price for all 5 of those items. The next thing I want to say is if you don't feel confident in your decorating skills, find somebody that is. And I have done this so many times. I have a friend who decorates in a bohemian style, and she's really good at hanging things on the wall. And I have leaned into her strengths so many times and just been like, tell me what to do. Like, tell me where I can shop for good couches. Like, where are spots that you shop or websites you look at for inspiration. Like, just picking somebody's brain who's really good at that. I think that's what's really cool about just acknowledging somebody else's strengths and not being mad that you don't have that strength, but just saying, hey, like, I know you're really passionate and really good at this thing. Can you help me out? And most people are willing to help if we just ask. So I have another friend who decorates more in the cottage style, and she's been really helpful at helping me figure out some functional things for kids. She is really good at seeing like how beautiful things can be used for kids. And so she's the one that's kind of turned me on to, using lots of baskets and things like that to store kids' items as opposed to a bunch of plasticky stuff that's just going to break. And my last handy tip is something that interior decorators actually do when they're trying to decorate for a client, and that is to take some pictures of some spaces in your home that you're trying to fill. So an example for me is that I would like to create like a coffee bar in my kitchen, and so I have like a pretty specific thing in my mind I'm looking for. It has to have a specific depth and a specific length, and so just carrying those measurements with me and a snapshot of that area is going to be really helpful for me as I'm out perusing at estate sales and thrift stores and things like that, and just looking that if I come across something that I think will work, if I'm going to make that kind of investment, to just have those measurements with me, those dimensions, is going to be really helpful. So I'm not second guessing, like, is this too big? Is this too small? So just keeping a list of some things you're really looking for and keeping the dimensions and pictures with you will be really helpful when you stumble across something that maybe could work in your home. So again, please hit subscribe. That lets you know when I create a new video, which rolls out every Friday. And again, here at Girl Teach Me, I'm making videos on new motherhood, real food, and creating a peaceful home for the people that you love. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.